What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am Mike. This is Living with 3M, and y'all can see this is my house. I've got another home improvement edition for you guys today, so stick around. Springtime is in the air. Still a little cold, but we're the end of March. So I was wanting to show you guys how to change out a storm door. You can see the front doors are the full glass, and I think that's Pella storm door, and the side door here is the same as the front. Okay, all right, so that's Pella as well. All right, so the one I'm gonna be changing out is right over here in this suite that's built onto the house, sort of like an apartment, and you can see the old storm door there. So we're gonna be changing it out to look just like the ones I have right here with the full glass. As we get closer over here, you guys can see it's got the upper glass. It's got a place here, it's glass that'll raise up. You can put a screen in it, but you can see down here, it's just in really bad shape. I think this door, oh yeah, it's in this corner too. I don't know if that's aluminum or what that is, but it's in bad shape. So we went out and got us a new unit, and we're gonna be installing that today. I do recommend, if you've got some sawhorses handy to set the new door on for unpacking out of the box, do so. I've got my tripod here for the camera and little step ladder just in case we need it. But to remove this older unit, we're gonna have to undo the screws to the shocks, which are Phillips head. Also Phillips head back here for each of these mounting points. So we're gonna be taking the whole frame and everything in regards to the storm door out. So, and we'll come over here and show you. These are right here on the outside edges. Okay, we've got the door out on the sawhorses, and it says don't use razor knives or anything like that to open it. It comes with a little slit here. You can pull this back to open it. And I advise, it says glass handle with care. And this is a Larson. This is a 35 by 80, 35 wide by 80. And I do advise before removing the old door that you unpack this, make sure nothing's busted, because if so, it'll have to go back. But I think we're okay right now. We're gonna finish unpacking and see what we've got. All right, got the top off, and we've inspected the glass. Looks great in it. It's got a screen also. And now we're, and just to show you, set on this on top of the truck over here, all kinds of hardware, instructions, stuff like that. We'll be using that for the frame and mounting this up. But right now we're gonna go and remove the old door. You can take a drill or you can take a screwdriver. I highly recommend a drill. And so we'll start by removing all the exterior Phillips head screws on this side. At the top, you got exterior on this side, and you also have in the door jamb, Phillips head screws. So it'll be self-explanatory. It's all Phillips head screws. You guys can do this. Got the all these out. I think there's 6 on this side. All right, that pops loose. So you've got framing that will go around and come off individual sides. I'm gonna take off the top. You'll have 3 up here. And be careful, any pieces that it may fall. You don't want to get hit in the head with it. See? There it is. Now that we've got this side loose and off, this side loose and off. We're gonna do this side that the door is connected to, but as you can see, the shock is mounted with 4 of these Phillips head screws. While we're over here, we'll go ahead and remove those 4 Phillips heads. Just like that, you release the tension before you start unscrewing things. All right. All right, you gotta get up under here. Kind of hard to see sometimes. We've still got the screws to the jamb inside. I think there's 2 or 3 per hinge, but we still got this outside plate as well. So go ahead and remove these. So now I've got the outside loose, and we've got actually just 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 2 per hinge. And guys, I've got my father here helping me hold the door. It's best if you've got 2 people. I don't trust doing it by myself because it is so heavy and oblong that it could fall, your new one, and you don't want to take a chance on busting that glass. So get 1 person, 2 if you're able, 2 if you can. All right, so I've got everything out but the bottom. Here it comes, so he's gonna hold it. All right, bottom's getting ready to come loose. All right, there, it's completely loose. So now we come to our instructions. Most important part tells you what tools you may need, recommended. Probably don't need everything, but it's good to have them. All right, and this door, you can actually, it's a universal, or it flips back and forth, so it can be a right hinge or a left hinge if you need it, depending. So if you need, we need the handle to be right there, so it's gonna be like this. That's how it's gonna be. So, got to make sure we install it with the right side. Okay, so step 1, I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna do for step 1. All right, opened our box. It's got our new shocks in it and our hardware. So first thing we're gonna do is hang the left side over here, away from the hinge, or away from the latch assembly. So we're gonna hang that where the hinges are. It says on the instructions to hold this thing up. Bring me this. All right, I'm gonna show y'all. I've already drilled. It's gonna be just like this. All right, see that, what I've got there? All right, what I did was held this up, marked this with a pencil with this square against the top. I'm gonna remove this. All right, so we remove it, and I had this mark. This is on the aluminum track that's around our house. So you can't just drill, or I mean, you can't just screw the screw into it. So it says take a 1/8 inch drill bit. So I drilled that, just tapped that through there, I don't drill all the way into the wood. Just tap that into the wood, and it says run this in and leave that much sticking out, enough to get your finger in behind it. And that way you can rehang the door. This is your pilot hole. This is what starts all the installation on this new door. So you don't just go screwing the track down through the whole door. You just mount that one screw. That is labeled A in a bag of screws. A is the only one with one screw. And now we're gonna take that track, once we've fitted it up there and we know that track fits there, we're gonna mount the track to the door, then put the door back up here. So that piece that we just fitted and we put the screw in at the door up there, all right, that piece is right here. All right, and it says for this door, I flipped it over, the interior side is supposed to be face up. All right, so we've got one hole here, and as long as you read these instructions, it's not really a problem. It takes me a few minutes to just go through there, but we're gonna put a screw in that one, and it says B screw in that one. All right, so we're gonna take B, and it says start. You've got a pre-drilled hole right here for your first one, but every other one, where's my hinges? Right here. Those two, these two, and the two on the very end down here, these are self-tapping screws. So you do not drill, you just use self-tapping screws, run them in. But you do this pre-drilled one first for alignment. All right, in the pre-drilled hole, we're gonna do it just like that. All right, so the first one is in, guys, right here. That holds us, that's an alignment. And the rest, it says to put all of these B's in, A, B, C, and so forth. So we're working on pack B. So, and try not to lay anything on your screen up here that will, like screws or anything. All right, and it says go every other one to begin. Just like that. You want to be sure it's in the groove before you start pushing this in. There it went, just like that. And we'll continue on. Hinge guards on the very end. You just fit that on there, bump it up into place, just like that. That's called a storm door extender or rail extender. All right, next step was right there. We hung this whole door on that one screw that we mounted. So we just took, and it takes two guys to really lift it up and one to guide it onto the pin. We put the top strip on, and you leave, not sure if you can see the screws up there, but I had to get on a ladder, and you've got 3 at the top. And you want to be sure that this is really even with this when it goes across. See this right here? You don't want this sticking out or the door won't shut properly. I found this to be the most challenging piece so far. So I haven't got it tightened all the way down. It does tell you in the instructions, do not tighten it all the way down first. You're gonna come back and tighten everything down. Now I'm putting in my screws. I just put one here, and these are the C screws like it's mentioned in the whole instructions that I'm doing. So everything is C. So I've done got these in. We're putting this piece on right here to make the border for the door frame. So let's go ahead, I'm gonna shut this and show everybody. Also, before you put this piece on, be sure you put these plastic feet on. This is R for right, and that's near the door handle. Left is on this side. Those are the plastic feet for the bottom of the frame. So we've got mounted here, we got the top mounted, and we've got the right side mounted where the handles will go. So basically your whole frame except for the bottom. So it says in the instructions, it's one piece of weather stripping. You're gonna thread it up in the bottom like this. You thread this up through here as far as you can go this side, and we're gonna trim this off right here with scissors or end cutters or razor blade, whatever you have handy. All right, so once we've got a rubber gasket on the bottom, the screw holes, the two go to the inside of the door. So we're gonna see how that mounts up. Just like that. And I'll get the screws in that. We'll tap them in. All right, I wanted to come back and show you guys, I already mounted the shock at the bottom, but see the screws right there and also right there. That's the two that hold this bottom track or guard at the bottom on. Yeah, I had to come back next day and add this to the video just to let you guys know I forgot to show, but those are two self-tapping screws that once you slide that on, you just drill those, just screw them right on. Okay guys, now for the bottom closer, and you want to use the one with the foot pedal on it down at the bottom. That way you push your foot on it and it goes closest to the door, with your little adjustment screw being out towards the storm door. But that's the way it's gonna mount. Now I just screwed this on, and you're gonna say, where do I mount that, up, lower or higher? You don't want to be near this. You want to be down here on this plate. So I didn't make it too low, but I didn't make it above this. So it's gonna mount right in here somewhere. When I measure this out, you want to do it closed with it, with the unit, with the door closed. All right, so like I just said, you've got to have the door closed and you got to have the shock closed. Don't take the yellow pin off of the shock yet. So it's gonna be, you're gonna put your pin in it. You can put it in right here in a second, and then that will measure up to show you exactly where to put your anchor right here with your tapping screws, self-tapping screws. I guess I better point out too, with these pins that mount this, on these pins you have a little rubber washer, and you're gonna slide that rubber washer off with your fingers, push the pin through, and then put the rubber washer back on. All right, so we've mounted that. The short pin goes right there. 4 Phillips screws there. Short pin there with rubber washer. Over here, what I did was connect the pin, the longer pin, with rubber washer first. Pushed it over here, got my mark where I'm even right here. Under this, well under this, says do not mount up here at all. So I'm closer to the bottom. So, and now, it pulls it right back. What we're gonna do is mount the top shock, and we can't, I don't think we can use that same location that the old one came off of, because it's gonna be too close to that. We're going up higher. So I might can use the top holes, and we can mount this shock up top. So I'll show you how to do that, just like we done the bottom one. This setup, we're gonna see if this will work or not. Maybe too close. Yeah, it's gonna be too close. We're gonna have to move it over. Touch. Yeah, because I want it to be right in the middle. Which is kind of tough to get in that position right there. It falls right in, just like that. Put our rubber washer on. Drop it. I've dropped everything 5-10 times now, so. All right, so you guys know how we roll, unscripted, unsupervised. So you just want to make sure that when you put this bracket, you're not down here on the glass, you're nowhere near it. You just want it in the middle up here. Will fit through there. So you just want to hold everything up here and get a good eyeball measurement to begin with. All right, so you know about where it's going to be, and you've got 2 self-tapping screws, and you want to put them somewhere evenly spaced, somewhere in this, and it's an adjustment bracket, so you can take it out and move it left or right. So I'm gonna put one right in this area. Okay, just sort of, I'll take a pen and mark this. So we're gonna mark it, and we're gonna run 2 screws in, probably about 2 inches apart, somewhere in there. All right, I've got my marks. I've already got 1 screw in. And these are self-tapping screws, so you don't have to drill. Just be real careful, because you're messing around glass right here. All right. Got both those screws in there. Now we're going to take our dowel pin, or whatever it's called, our pin, dowel pin in. Okay, so there's the top one. Everything's in the way it should be. We can put some putty in those holes for the old one. Paint over that, be no problem. Here's the bottom one. If you're getting the groceries in, take your foot, push on it. There you go. And all you do is push it just a little bit and release, and it will shut. All right. And you can adjust the open and close rates with this little knob right there. This door, the Larson, comes with this stuff right here. And also we got the handle kit we bought for an extra 60 bucks right here. So we're going to use this in conjunction with this. All right, so putting a little shop towel on the back of the car so I'd have a flat space to work on. Not really any place to work on out here. So just set this right here. And if you guys, if y'all are wondering where you'll get this, I'll put links in the description to absolutely everything. Tools I'm using, parts I'm using. They'll have, I'll have links in the description below. So, all right, so we're gonna unpack this stuff and see what I've got in here. I took some scissors and cut this open so it's easy access because it's packaged pretty tightly. So this is what came with the Larson storm door, and this was the extra that I purchased. This is the handle kit from Larson, and it goes specifically with this door. Now I went with the brushed nickel look, but you guys can go, they've got the dark bronze, the light bronze, a couple, probably 3 or 4 different options. And when I found this, the guy did let me know that this works specifically with this, because when I was just buying the storm door, I was like, cool, okay. And he's like, no, you don't understand, this comes with it, but you also have to have a handle kit. And I'm like, oh, so the handle kit doesn't come with it. So just with the option, with the door I bought, it did not come with it. So be sure of that, guys, before you definitely don't want to buy a handle kit if your door came with it. But you also don't want to leave the store with your storm door and then you don't have a latch kit with it. Okay, I'm just seeing something now in the instructions. Like I said, the door is universal, so it can be right hinged or left hinged. So we have the left hinge. All right, so that's right hinge. Okay, so that's the way this thing comes, is right hinged. All right, so if we're going left hinged, then we have to loosen these two screws right here. These are mounting screws, but what's gonna happen if I left this like this, that door is gonna swing shut and hit that. We've got to flip this plate. We're gonna take this plate loose here and here at my fingers, these screws, and we're gonna take this plate loose and flip it over. It says in the instructions to take these bolts out right here. I've already loosened them. You will need a screwdriver for this. The drill, it possibly would work with the screwdriver bit, but I'm just using a screwdriver. So what I'm gonna do is take that off. What it's telling me is to turn these around. See that? Just the top one. I think the bottom one stays where it's at. So all I did was just turn that around. Now we're gonna put that right back on. You saw what I done. This, you don't do anything with this. Now I'm gonna put my screws right back in here. You guys, if you have any questions at all on the Larson install, leave them in the comments and I reply daily. I mean, I'm there. Usually I get a notification on my phone as soon as somebody leaves a comment. And usually it's questions or sometimes it's well wishes, and I appreciate all the comments, guys. But if y'all have any questions, just drop them. I'm more than happy to help you all out, because that's the main reason I'm doing this, is to help people. All right, so now when I slide this in, see, that connects right there and pushes that in. If I would have had it the other way, it would have just hit the frame and wouldn't have allowed it to close properly. So now what we're going to do is push this in here, and you've already got mounting points right here for these top and bottom screws. So I'm just going to screw those in. Put that right in there. And I never torque anything down until I'm completely finished with my installs. That way, I found that out when doing the top up there. I went ahead and torqued that down, and sure enough, it was off center from where it needed to be. And this is still way out, so I do have to, I'm not torquing anything down, but you got to really get these going in there. So yeah, not torquing anything down. And if you your screwdriver bit kind of messes up the thread head a little bit, knocks the paint off of it, you can always get you a little bottle of the Tester's white paint and just touch those up if that's a big issue with you. So look there, it's flush, fits perfect. Now I'll come right here and show you what it looks like inside. Now time to put the latch kit on. See, this is what comes with the door, but that's all I got. I had to buy the latch kit separately. So we're just lining things up. Right now I'm on the back working the screws, and you don't want to tighten them down like I just said. Just want to and what I found easier was put the key in there to turn that, because this little pin has to go in for the locking mechanism right there, and it just give me a little bit of a fit. The upper and lower mounting screws are no problem at all, but that thing give me a fit when trying to just mount it or line it up and turn that. So I put the key in it and turned it that way, and it went straight in. So that's a little tip that you might benefit from. I'm going to tighten this down, but like I said, not torquing anything. We'll come back, tighten everything down once the install is complete. Look at there. Key operates the deadbolt. Also, the finger tight, or the twist screw on the deadbolt from inside, works perfect. Have not, like I said, have not tightened everything down, like torqued it down, but just you want to be sure that you get your latch and everything. See, this right here is pretty much, it won't fit within these grooves, so it's going to be straight up and down. But out here, you want to make sure, let's see if I can get this straight. See, I'm actually further over this way than I am this way. So that's another reason. See, I just moved that right there, and you can get a tape measure and measure. You just want to be sure that you get everything straight up and down and looks good. You don't want the top a 1/4 inch over and the bottom a 1/4 inch over this way. Really looks terrible on the install. And also the back plate, you want to be sure it looks the part as well, straight. All right, so next is the handle. All right, and you'll notice you've got one of these Allen key, or where you put an Allen wrench to tighten this pin down. That's what holds the door on. And you'll have to remember, with people that are rough on these doors, they open and close them, they swing off of the handle, kids, stuff like that. You'll constantly have to keep tightening this as sort of like a maintenance or preventive maintenance. And I found that to be true over the years. So they do include the Allen wrench in your kit. So what we're going to do, since it only has one, want to make sure that this goes this way. If it goes the other way, then you're going to be in the way of the strike plate in the door. So you want to go just like this. I'm going to show you. Just like that, inside. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure hang on, I may have got it backwards, guys. Yes, okay, so the adjustment screw goes on the outside. And I could tell because it just didn't fit right there. So it's self-explanatory when you start putting it together and this does not fit quite right. So, okay, tighten that down real quick. And when you're tightening, you want to take your thumb and your ring finger and grab the handles and squeeze together, because you want tension pushing that on, holding it. All right, get it like that, and then we'll use the smaller end. Sorry, my head's in the way, guys. All right. Now we'll go ahead and torque this down, because I'm sure this is the last time I'll be. Yeah, and this thing, you really want to put a few pounds of pressure on that to make sure that's on there. And you want it to operate just like that. Double checking that again. All right, now we're gonna move over here to the strike plate. Exactly straight and Tighten it down. I'm snugging it, but I'm not killing it. So, okay, let's see if we can close the door. Perfect. Shuts tight. Everything looks good. Latch works perfect. I will take this off. This was from the last storm door, so it serves no purpose. Actually, it's almost in the way of the, wow, it's almost in the way of the latch right here, the locking, the deadbolt. So we'll take that off. All right, now what we said before when we started this video, get everything fairly snug and in alignment or aligned, but do not torque anything down. Now that we know everything shuts properly, we're gonna torque down everything. And I guess you could use your drill if you know the proper torque setting on that drill. You definitely don't want to over tighten anything and strip anything out, because it's really just in wood. So we want to go back to every screw that we put in with that drill and that we did not torque down. See, I put everything in with a drill, but I made sure it didn't strip anything out or get anything too tight, because like I just said, that's just wood right there. And that very well can strip out, and then you'll be in a world of hurt. All right, so top and bottom, you're gonna have these adjustment screws, and it tells you tighten this way, which means it slows its action down. And if you loosen it, that lets it slam shut faster. So you want to find a happy medium with the top and the bottom. Okay, now to remove the screen real quick on these, you've got 3 yellow holders, just plastic holders, and you don't want to take a screwdriver to that, because that paint, you'll scratch up your door. So I recommend one of these door pin pullers from the, I use on my truck and cars all the time, automotive, because it's plastic. Allows you to get right up under there and pop that loose. All right, guys, got the camera set a little low. All right, just popped those little clips loose, and notice the screen comes out, but the glass wants to fall out as well. Be very, very careful. It comes with instructions right here, a little baggie. I'll show you the baggie. All right, and a small screw with a retainer clip. Small screw and retainer clip. That goes up top, and it tells you exactly in these instructions where to put it. Right in the middle. All right, so that's a safety clip to keep your glass from falling out. Okay, guys, I got my father to help me. He's holding the glass. We want to be sure we hold that glass. Sorry, the sun is right in a bad spot, but I took it says a 3/8, no, a 3/32 drill bit, and drill a small pilot hole, which is pretty spooky because it says to drill it right there, and the little instructions will show you where to drill that. There is the screw. I drilled the small hole. It's kind of spooky drilling close to the glass, and it says do not go through both panels. You barely take the drill bit and you go in, and you'll feel it pop through one panel. Stop right there. Do not drill through both panels, or you'll go through the outside of your door. Got these pieces with the kit, all right? And they actually have a seam down the middle. All right, so we've removed the screen, okay? And I've put my safety retainer screw right there, so the glass will not fall out. Dad, move your hand real quick and let's show them. See though, it won't fall out, but it's very loose, and you don't want that. So that's what these are for. So we removed the screen. Even if the screen was still there, once you remove those yellow pieces, it loosens everything up. So that is the sole purpose of these, is like a molding that goes in. You put it in just like it shows, just like that, where your fingers will go inside it, and you're gonna shove it down in there. Exactly from top to bottom, it fits perfectly. And I'm gonna show you right now. I'll start right here. Let's see, make sure, well, start right there. I'm gonna have to, all right guys, so what we're doing is you're gonna take that and you're gonna push it in, just like you see here. It's gonna be pushed in real tight. And you're gonna do both sides that way, and that's gonna hold your glass in. So we're gonna work our way down, pushing this molding in just like that. All right guys, I'm gonna show you. Here's the screen. I'm just gonna set it out of the way right at the moment. It's not gonna hurt anything on the bushes. All right, so this is a very important step. All right, hear it, listen to it, click in. Hear it, click. So you're popping it into place. It looks like a C, like your hand make a C, and the C goes against the glass all the way to the bottom. You hear it click in, there it is, pops in, and you want to walk all the way up and down it to make sure that seam clips into place. There it is. All right, now we're going to do the back side. Pop, pop, pop. And you work your way all the way down with it. All right, with those strips, you can see where it pops in, but do not use a screwdriver. Use that door push pin puller that I had. It goes all the way down, fits in the bottom. And you should have a groove in the very bottom now, down here. And that glass does not move at all. And you've got this one over here as well. So it should look just like this. Our final step in the whole project, you have 3 little covers, or looks like weather stripping, but it's not weather stripping. They've actually got channels. All right. And what this does, you've got 2 long ones and 1 short one. All right. So imagine the outside where we just put these screws. These fit right into this channel and cover these screws, and they pop right in. All right. So I'm gonna just push those in, and that's 2 long ones for the side and the top one for the short piece. All right guys, with just a few hours of your time, you can do this. Don't pay a handyman. Anybody can do this. Just takes a few hours and a little help. So if you've got a brother, sister, father, in-law, somebody, good friend, y'all can do this. All right, so you guys follow the channel, like, share, subscribe, give me that thumbs up. I know I do just a few things of the house, it's more about the truck and the car, but hey, man, send me comments down below. Let me know what you want to see. Handy, do-it-yourself stuff. I'm all about do-it-yourself and saving money. Save you money too. You can do this. That was a big time improvement to the value of the property. With just, I think it was 300 and something bucks, something like that. Maybe 400 with the latch kit. And that Larson latch kit it can only be used with the Larson door, same as the Pella on the front of the house. So I got that video. Y'all be sure to check that out. I'll catch you in the next video. Later now.